Wow, beautiful! I love your hat. Hat. Whoa, 2 hats? Yes, that looks awesome! You're so beautiful! On. Hat on. Rory, are you ready to go?
No.
Go.
No.
You want my hat on me? Okay. Okay. Hi you guys, welcome back. I am currently packing us up to go on vacation this weekend. I'm so excited. We are going to go up to our family cabin for just for 3 days, but I'm so excited to get away and get out of our mundane kind of routine that we've had lately. I started to pack up and then I came across a mask which actually made me think about how much things have changed in the last few months in regards to quarantine and in regards to just for me being a stay-at-home mom and then adding quarantine on top of being a stay-at-home mom. It's kind of like you have loneliness when you're a stay-at-home mom, and then when quarantine happened it was kind of like loneliness on top of like mandatory loneliness, as weird as that sounds. So as I was packing I was like, okay, maybe I'll just start kind of vlogging as I pack and just kind of dive into what quarantine looks like from the perspective of a stay-at-home mom. So before I get into it, please make sure that you are subscribed to my channel. And this video is going to be a pack with me / let's talk about quarantine and being a stay-at-home mom. So I am the worst in the world at overpacking. Like if I could figure out a way to just pack up my entire house and take it with me, I probably would. I plan for like the weirdest stuff when I pack, like needing 85 pairs of underwear each and packing every single piece of clothing that Aurora owns as if she ever goes through that much in any amount of time, let alone in a 3-day span. So what I've started doing the last few times we've gone places is I like will specify a bag or something, and then I'm like, okay, I can fill that with everything for Aurora, and then beyond that, no more. And the same for us too. Because I don't know why I do it. I just feel like I need all of these things, and then we get there and I'm like, why did I pack all of these things? This is so annoying because there's no room. So that's my cross to bear, I guess, is just being an insane overpacker. This is my favorite bag that I have been using for Rory stuff. I know, for Rory stuff. It's just massive. This is actually the bag that I packed all of my hospital stuff in when I had her, and I really overpacked then too. So at some point I am going to make a video of all the things that I brought to the hospital to have Rory, and then all the things that I used, because I honest to God probably used 5% of all of the stuff that I brought. It was just so much stuff. Oh my gosh, so unnecessary. But you watch all those videos and they all say that you need all of this stuff, and if you're packing a hospital bag right now to have a baby soon, I take out like at least 50% of it because you don't need it. The hospital has, that's for another day. I'm so excited to have a couple of days outside of the house. It's kind of crazy because the more I think about the difference in life between now and life pre-quarantine, there's just so many things that for stay-at-home moms, for me as a stay-at-home mom, there were some times in my, weeks of time where sometimes the biggest thing that would like happen in my day would be going out to go to the store, or going to get a cup of coffee, or going to my family's house, or having a play date with a girlfriend and their kids. And it sounds so small and like it's not really significant if you weren't to have that, but for a stay-at-home mom, sometimes those are just like the things that really keep you going. And even for, you know, I'm not always super social all the time, but, you know, going to the store and that little bit of social interaction, like, I don't think I realized how big of a part of my days, weeks, months it was until, I mean, even the option for it was just taken. Like, it's just so crazy the difference in the time that we have now. And so something that sounds so small and so easy, like, you know, going away for a couple of days, like, it just is so exciting right now because it's the most that we've been able to do since all of this happened. Aurora hasn't been out in public probably to a store. She probably hasn't been to a store since like March. And the only other time that she was out was when she had iron infusions. When she was having iron infusions, she would go out like once a week for 5 weeks. And so that was really the extent of us going out. And it's such a different lifestyle that we're living now, and like trying to get used to it. And, you know, the norms of now are so different than like the normal that we had then. And it's so crazy, like I ordered this diaper bag and it came with a like a changing table pad. And I was laughing with my mom because I'm like, yeah, I wish I would have gotten this like 6 months ago because it would be nice to have. But now it's like, I don't even take her out in public, let alone like change her on a public changing table. Now too, that we're able to like go to family's house and be around the people that we're used to being around. Because that was another really tough part about like phase 1 of quarantine, and just not seeing anybody. And for me, we live like 10 minutes away from my parents' house, and we go see them a lot. That's, you know, they have a little playground area, and Aurora likes to go swing and slide and stuff, and it's just fun to go see Nana and Papa, and we've gotten really used to that. It was something that we would do pretty often, and it got to be really tough because Zach is an essential worker, and so Zach was still going to work. And while we couldn't see my parents because of being in phase 1, they're also at a fragile age, where they say the virus is a lot more, it's a lot more difficult on people of their age, and it's harder for them to fight it and recover from it. And there are so many times where, like, right now, obviously I'm a stay-at-home mom because I have Rory. And I'm so thankful that throughout quarantine and throughout all of this that I have had her, because I think about if I didn't have her and my days weren't full of just that joy and laughter and just the fun that she is, I just don't know. I don't even know how I would have really weathered through all of that, which it's hard. It also brings that like scary mother bear feeling to the surface too, which is having to take her out for her iron infusions was really scary because that was at like the height of it being really bad too. So she was actually supposed to start iron infusions in March, and then they even closed all of that down because it wasn't like life sustaining. So we were able to go back and do that it was all of April that we did it, and then 1 week of May. And it was, oh my gosh. And so that was scary too, because you're at the hospital. It's at Marybridge Children's Hospital. So it's like, of all of the places that I want to have my child right now, this is not one of them. Luckily, she was there she had a really bad iron deficiency, and she wasn't storing iron, which thankfully it wasn't compromising her immune system at all. So luckily we didn't have to worry about her going there and then getting more sick, because she was, you know, susceptible to getting worse because of what she had. She was definitely a trooper throughout all of it. that was a rough time. She'd go once a week, and the infusion part itself only lasted, it only would go in for a half an hour, but she had so many blood draws to get to the point of figuring out that she needed iron infusions that her poor arms and hands, the scar tissue on them was just terrible. And so the first couple of times they were able to get it with just a couple of the nurses in there, and then the last 2 times they had to call like the specialists in, and they used like an ultrasound on her arm, and then like she has like the ultrasound and the needle, and oh my gosh, it's crazy what they're able to do. But oh my goodness, poor thing was just, it was awful. I hope we never have to do that again, because that's hard to watch. And the first one that we went to, Zach was able to come in with us, and so we at least got to like have the support of each other there. But after the first round of it is when they really started to crack down even more on people being there, and so after that Zach couldn't come in with us anymore, and so it was just Rory and I, which was, whew, it's a lot. It was hard. It's sad because it's like a pediatric clinic, you know, so Aurora's not the only kid that's there, and it's just rough. But they have incredible nurses there, so they really were amazing at taking care of us. But the whole aspect of doing all of this stuff while quarantine is happening, it just added it's like a second layer of stress throughout it, because you know, it's already scary when somebody tells you that your kid has something like that going on. You know, that kind of stuff too. You go to these iron infusions and you immediately want to be like, let's take her to like a park or something, or just something to make her happy, because she loves swings. And so even with that, it was like, well, we can't do that because you can't go to the playgrounds right now. And so it's, oh my goodness. It's so interesting to me. I keep a journal for Rory that I write in. I try to write in it like every couple weeks, or depending on what's happening, I'll write in it more or less. But I was writing in it to her about COVID and just about this time of year, and you know, in it I was like, yeah, toilet paper is a real hot commodity right now. So you know, laughing with her about that. And then I wrote in there and I was like, I wonder if this is something that you're going to read when you're 18 or whenever I decide to give it to her. I wonder if you're going to read this and say, whoa, that sounds so crazy, Mom. I can't even imagine. I wish I remembered that time. Or is she going to be like, yeah, well, you know, that's how it is now, or this is going on and it's comparable, or, you know, something like that. I hope and I pray that this is all over by the time she gets to an age when she's reading that journal. But it'll be interesting to see how that all kind of pans out. But it's so interesting to me how much can change so quickly, and how our entire, you know, way of life and way of living can just be flipped upside down. And thank God no one in my family has gotten the virus, and I pray that it stays that way, and that it, you know, steps are taken and we figure out how to get past all of this, because it is rough. If you do not have children and you just can like pack and go on a vacation, I envy you, and I'm gonna tell you right now, enjoy that while you can if you're planning on having kids, because after you have kids you end up packing pretty much everything you own to go on a 3-day vacation. I'm so excited. I just got this for her. I think it's the cutest swimsuit in the world. And I'm super excited because it covers her shoulders so she won't get sunburned, because we have this super cute hat for her. but she doesn't always like to keep it on, and that at least like protects her head and her shoulders. So this I'm excited for. This is just kind of a, I found the mask and it made me kind of have this like aha moment of, I am not the only stay-at-home mom in the world. I know that so many other stay-at-home moms have felt this isolation and loneliness because of quarantine and COVID, and more than anything, you guys are not alone in feeling that. There are tons of us out there who are just trying to figure all of this out and figure out, a new activity to do throughout the day, or, some kind of other outside toy that we can get that the kids can play with. And I obviously understand that COVID is a much bigger deal than just having to stay home, so please don't twist my words or make it seem like that's what I'm trying to say. I'm not. I'm just trying to relay what it's like for stay-at-home moms. It's a lonely life sometimes, and quarantine has definitely made that a little bit more glaring. The best way that I have found to kind of combat it and make it to where it doesn't feel as isolating is getting outside as much as I can. We're fortunate we have a yard that we got a little kiddie pool, and I put that out there. Sidewalk chalk, bubbles. Aurora is obsessed with bubbles, and that keeps her occupied a lot of the time. I am just so excited for this trip. I'm so thankful to be able to get away for a couple of days and to get to just enjoy the water, the sunshine, and my family. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video, this little chit chat and pack with me. I am nowhere near close to done packing for Zach and I. This is all for Rory. Laughing at the sweatshirt that I put in here, but up at the lake, it'll deceive you, because sometimes it's like, oh my gosh, it looks beautiful, and then all of a sudden it's cold. So it's very likely we'll need that. So I hope you guys enjoyed this, and I will see you all soon.